Hello, hello, everybody. How we doing tonight? Been a little while. Haven't had any sort of events in the Rise Discord for the last week, so very glad to be back. I am doing awesome, feeling energized. Well, just came back, and it's technically 2:30 a.m. for me right now with the little bit of the jet lag, difference in time zone. But no worries, I'll be fine. Just glad to be back on the grind. Glad to be back in front of a chart. And as you guys have seen, right, and I've hinted a little bit at it, but a lot of stuff are going to be coming out this week. I've made a few announcements here and there. You guys should be on the lookout definitely for tomorrow around market close, or possibly last possible deadline would be Tuesday at market close. Uh, you guys should be on the lookout for the announcement. We'll have our first official Rice product open to the public. So very excited for that. Very excited to be bringing you guys some quality content, right? Which I believe I already do, but now some sort of revenue for the Discord, which, as you guys probably have noticed from now on, is going to be 100% reinvested. So a lot of cool stuff coming. But one week at a time, and looking at this week, we're going to have a beautiful high probability week, right? You see Monday and Friday with no news, but Tuesday PPI, Wednesday CPI, and Thursday with retail sales and unemployment claims. So we have three trading days. With the Tuesday, I'm going to be a little more careful, especially since I've been away from the charts for a while. Before CPI, I would usually not consider it a high probability trading day, but we have to adjust to current market conditions. And current market conditions with our VIX, volatility index, if you guys are not familiar, being so high, the markets being so volatile, I'm going to expect even Monday to have a large range. So I'm going to be trading Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. But as I said, I'm going to be taking it easy. Just came back from a big vacation, didn't do a lot of charts. So I'm going to be taking it slow, concentrating on our projects that are coming for Rise, right? But enough about these news specifically. Now we can dive into our charts. And I do want to head back right into our IPDA data ranges, which we did talk about very recently, and I shared that IPDA 60 is my last level to see any sort of bullish reaction, right? I said if we displace below this level, then I'm going to be considering that we flipped completely to at least a midterm bearish trend, right? This is what I was considering. But now at these specific levels, what do you have? SMT. And SMT at key levels within the IPDA data ranges is first, yes, of course, future high probability objectives, but just more indicative. And as we always do, and as we always concentrate here in the Rice Discord on probabilities, this is a very high probability low, a high probability of remaining the low. And so it's a little weird to come back to that, but same thing as we were looking at for the previous week. Just before I left, we did uh we talked a little bit about price, right? And I was looking for one very specific thing, the inversion of this fair value gap. So I'm looking for the same thing now. I'm looking for bullish confirmation. I'm looking for price to tell me, hey, I am okay with going up now. So this will be my objective. I want to see this fair value gap inverse. Now it is a very large gap to be looking at inversions, so I like to always plot my quarters. And I'm going to be looking for the respect and disrespect of these levels to get an early long entry. Instead of waiting for the complete inversion of this gap, if I see the disrespect of the 0.5, well, I'm going to expect price to head to the next quarter. And I'm not going to dive deep into this logic, but using higher time frame PDR rate quarters, you can gain deeper understanding of algorithmic price delivery, right? You want to learn about it, just study it. Just draw quarters, see how our lower time frame charts interact with these levels and how you can get to conclusions. But just to reiterate, very simple plan this week. So I'm looking for a confirmation along right? And just like when we are in all-time high conditions, we are bullish until proven otherwise. In these very volatile and bearish currently markets, I am looking for confirmation to long, but until then, I am bearish. So bearish until proven otherwise. Let me just remove these IPDA data ranges because they are in my face. So I'm just looking for a confirmation to long. With the volatility we've seen, even though we already have a 2300 handle or monthly range, we could see it flip, right? And once we see volatility die down, I think we're going to see at least 2 weeks of just trading within a range, right? So you have to adjust, be ready for these search and destroy conditions and price. The best way to put it would be trapped order flow, seeing price be stuck between higher time frame PD arrays, unable to displace through any of them, right? And a big indication of a big indication of that would be seeing this order block support price lower. Honestly, this is what I'm going to be looking for. If I'm looking for shorts, I'm going to be looking for a rejection of this specific level, which is Wednesday's opening price from 2 weeks ago now. Been a while. But I'm going to be looking at this daily order block to support lower prices and later invalidate this SMT. But in general, I am looking for a confirmation to long. So in 6 minutes already, we've said everything that we've needed to say about price, right? Very simple framework. So I'm going to be looking for longs to go there. But now I understand that my weekly profile has to be in play. And with seeing the news being midweek, right? Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, what could we see? Well, two possible outcomes. I can either see a classic week, which means the low of the week will be formed early. And how will I establish that? Again, as I always do, right? Low of week candidate meets SMT at a key level. And I'm going to be looking at 1 hour, 4 hour, 1 hour specifically because 1 hour is my intra-week chart. So I'm going to be looking for a possible low of day, low of week, or maybe even a high of week candidate to form early during the week, so that I would expect Wednesday CPI, our biggest news, to be on side with that expansion. If not, if I don't have any sort of candidate, I'm going to expect Wednesday to be a reversal. So if I see price going up during the week, but not forming any possible candidate for the low of the week, meaning no clear SMT at a higher time frame level, then I'm going to expect Wednesday CPI, let's just say it's this candle, to reverse and continue lower. But again, with the volatility we've seen from the markets, and yes, I was not present last week really. I was looking at my charts here and there, did place a trade or two. But with the volatility we've seen to the downside, right? Already 2,300 handles starting August, and we started going down in July, right? So we've seen a total of a 17% drop, just a little over. So you have to be ready for it to keep dropping until something happens in the world, right? So bearish until proven otherwise. For me to consider a long, I need all of these things to align. More specifically, I'm going to look at the gap quarters, but in general, I'm going to look for the inversion of that gap to support midterm, at least bullish structure, at least to a premium of our current range. And if I just plot that out so that I don't just say stuff to you guys on a weekly chart, it's going to be way easier to see. So if I just plot, I don't like this template, that's why I use this. So if I just plot the premium and discount real quick of our current weekly range, right, that we haven't finished forming, we haven't formed a swing low yet, but we could see some sort of retracement to a premium. We have an inversion fair value gap right here, which could be a big draw for price and an area where price could reverse, right? So I'm going to be on the lookout for all of these things. And if we go down to a daily chart, you'll notice how within this weekly inversion fair value gap, we see clear daily buy side liquidity. But if we trade all the way up here, we're going to be flipping the monthly open. And if we do that, I'm going to consider this to be an open low into SMT at a key level. It's just very hard to imagine these ideas when you already have a 2,300 handle range, right? So definitely going to be careful. It is the month of August. Smart money is on vacation, as we like to say. So not going to expect much from the markets. But Am I going to be ready for any opportunity that comes my way? 100%, right? So you always got to be ready, but you got to adjust to market conditions, and that means being careful. My risk is already cut in half on all my real accounts, and let's be honest, for me, challenges now are mostly about gambling it so I can pass it quicker, and then I just end up trading it normally after that. And my risk is down from 0.5% on average to 0.25 for a first initial position. I'm risking 250 to 500 bucks per trade. So if you guys wanted some deeper insight, this is how I'm adjusting to these market conditions. And I'm also expecting less, so taking money out quicker, which does not mean earlier in terms of handles, because we've seen very volatile markets. I see take profit ones being 70 handle just because it moves so quickly in 3 or 4 candles, right? But definitely trying to take money out quick, break even, and usually you get broken even because we're in search and destroy conditions, right? It goes to your first objective and then goes to stop you out at your entry structure. So definitely have to be open for that. But as I said, bearish until proven otherwise. But I would like to see higher prices starting this week. If not, I'm going to expect it to go into the next month and then the next month, right? And it's going to be the same, bearish until proven otherwise. Do we have any questions? I know I went over all of that a little quickly, and it's my first day back, guys. I do have to get back into it. Sorry if that was a little bit, if that seemed a little rush. That was not the intent. But very excited for what's to come. And as I said, right, be on the lookout for the announcements. Definitely coming into tomorrow and possibly Tuesday. Sorry, I was forgetting that word. I'm not seeing any questions in chat, so I'm guessing everything was all clear for you guys this week for this outlook, if I might say. All right, as usual, Justin. I love that. I love that. Thank you. Lower prices, would like to see higher prices, but we have our levels, right? It's never about, well, it is sometimes. Sometimes price is extremely clear and it's about predicting the markets. But what I've noticed from doing, I've been doing these outlooks for a while now, right? Since mid-February. So it's been a few months, almost half a year actually. Well, half a year in 4 days. So pretty crazy. But what I've noticed is that it's not so much about predicting price. Because yes, you can do that with pretty high consistency, right? I've showcased this, especially at the start, but it's more so about saying, how will I adjust to this during the week? Because if I tell you, okay, well, I want to see higher prices, I want to see us inverse this fair value gap and then push price higher. This is what I want to see. But it could stop here and then reverse, and I'm still going to be on side because I'm going to adjust to these levels. So I prefer sharing the levels at which I'm looking at and how I will interact with these levels and look for trades at these levels, compared to just giving you guys, an area to say, oh, well, I think it's going to do this and this. No, I'm going to say I'm going to look for short if it does this. I'm going to look for longs here if it does this. I feel like this is going to be, well, this is more useful for you guys. Why don't you use the 50% of the last leg down, which already did a swing low? Okay, so you are referring, right now I'm on a daily chart, right, to this range, which is the current range we're trading with it, 100%. And I'm going to ask you one thing. If I look at this range, what I always consider, right, Pervy, you're familiar. So whenever we're taking along, we have a low-hanging fruit objective, which is our first premium in efficiency in that context of a long, because that's where price will reverse if you are wrong, if it's not a bullish expansion, but it's just a retracement to the upside to continue lower. Okay, so where's my first premium in efficiency? This order block. And as I said at the beginning of our call, this is where I would start looking for shorts if I see the rejection of this level. So, right, I'm not always showcasing the ranges specifically, but I'm telling you, this order block is where I'm looking for shorts if I see structure form in this key area, and more specifically, no low of day candidate coming into Tuesday going higher, and then Wednesday could form some sort of reversal here, which I could utilize to trade lower. So see, that's what I mean by showcasing specific levels. And if I see upside, then I'm going to look for upside all the way to the buy side liquidity above within the weekly inversion fair value gap. This will be my short to midterm objective. All right, that's what I mean when I say that I don't want to tell you guys what I think will happen. I want to showcase how I will navigate through the week. Awesome. Glad that was clear. Do we have any other questions, guys? I'm glad to answer them as always. Guessing it was all clear. All right. My pleasure, Terrell, as always. And as you guys see, with 3 high probability trading days, we will have 3 price action reviews this week. So, product launch and price action reviews, we're going to see a lot of action in Discord. So, I'm going to ask you guys to check in often. We're going to have a lot of action. But if not, as always, the recordings will be available on YouTube for later use. You guys have a great night. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I'm very close to passing out, so I have a few things to do, but then I'm gonna go to sleep because I am feeling jet lagged. So you all have a great night. If you guys are trading tomorrow, if your model consists of trading Monday, no news, which no judgment here, because there are some model that works. Well, I wish you good luck trading tomorrow. If not, we'll speak more on Tuesday evening for our price action review. Have a great night, guys.